You are ugly, change your shirt. Okay, I've changed my shirt, I'm in the red one now, are you happy? Anyway, the UK has just gone into, I don't even know what week it is of lockdown now, and they've extended it for another, I think, 3 weeks or 2 weeks after whenever this video is going to go out. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'm going to be stuck at home for quite a long period of time. So it got me thinking, with all this being at home, you know, what am I going to spend all my time doing? What am I going to spend all my time playing? Obviously I'm going to make videos a lot, but you know, what are the games that I can play in the background that I'm going to get a lot of playtime out of, a lot of enjoyment? And of course, since no one's really working, what is going to be good for the price? So I decided to kind of put together not a list, because it's not a top 10 or anything, it's just kind of a conglomerate collection of games that I think are good for being stuck at home because they've either got a lot of playtime, they're very cheap, there's lots of replay value, also stuff that's quite approachable, so if you're not massively into gaming, you can also just pick these up and have a little go. Not every single one of these is going to match every single bit of criteria, so some of these might be a bit more expensive than others, some might be a bit more difficult to get into than others, but you can pretty much guarantee that at least one of the criteria will fit into each of the games in this collection. I'm not going to call it a list because it's not a list, it's a collection. Also, one thing to mention before we get into this video is not sponsored, but it kind of is, by Instant Gaming. So it's one of those sites you go to online to get games cheap. You get the Steam codes, the Uplay codes, heaven bid the Origin codes, and it is going to be way cheaper than if you went to any of these places, unless you catch it on a good sale. But the thing with Instant Gaming is, basically all the time they've got good sales going on, so every single game that you could possibly want to pick up pretty much is going to have a cheaper price on Instant Gaming than it is nearly anywhere else, especially on the main retailers. So what I've done for each of these is I've listed the Steam price or the Uplay price or the native platform price, and I've also listed the Instant Gaming price on the ones that were applicable, and it shows you how much money you can save. So if you'd like to pick up any of these games, I'm sure to use my link in the description. You get some cheap games and you also help out your most favourite content creator on the entire internet. But without further ado, let's get into this collection. So I'm going to be kind of grouping these into genres. Of course, each of these games can fit into a number of genres, but these are the ones that they fit into most. So we're going to start off with shooters. Now, a shooter that I have sunk a lot of time into is Rainbow Six Siege, and it has been out for so many years now. I can't even remember when it came out. It must be like 5 years old or something at least. And when it came out, it was obviously very expensive, you know, 30, 40 pounds to pick it up. And of course, the season passes have come every single year, so that's more cost and cosmetics and events and all sorts of things that can cost a lot. But the base game now, you can pick it up for £16.99 on Steam, or as low as £9 on Instant Gaming, which is a pretty big steal for how much gameplay that you get. Rainbow Six Siege, if you don't know, is a very tactical first-person shooter. It's kind of all about, you know, clearing rooms and... what am I talking about? You just rush in, kill everyone as sledge, and, you know, that's the entire thing. But it is a really fun game, it's super competitive, there's a very high skill ceiling, there's lots of characters to unlock. If you don't want to spend a penny more than just buying the game, you'll be able to get hundreds, if not thousands of hours into this game just to unlock all the characters and all the cosmetics that you might want. It can be a little punishing, especially when you just start, like if you get killed right at the start of the round, you just have 3 minutes just to sit there and think about all the mistakes you made in your life and how terrible you are at the game. And the community can be a little bit toxic, but if you just turn off, like, you know, all the types of voice chat and text chat, you should be pretty much okay, apart from the occasional team kill. Yes, it's a very good game. It is multiplayer. You can play stuff in single player, but the multiplayer is where it's at. So, you know, just get a couple of your friends, have a great time. Next up in shooters, we have CSGO, which, if you don't know what CSGO is, it's like one of the most popular shooters on the entire internet, pretty much. It is crazy. It was paid, but now it's free, so you can pick it up on Steam and just play it to your heart's content. I don't really like it, and I have not played much, so I'm not qualified to speak about it, but it is one of the most popular games on Steam, if not the most popular game on Steam, depending on what day you check, and it's incredibly competitive, incredibly high skill ceiling, there's lots to learn. As far as progression goes, there's the actual competitive scene, so, you know, you can rank up, get to number 1 in the world, all that sort of stuff. So if that's what you're into, then go give it a try. Now something that's a little bit different, a little bit more PvE focused rather than pure PvP, we have Deep Rock Galactic. Now this is a game that is all about you and a few other dwarfs, you know, going down to the tunnels, finding some eggs, finding some minerals, doing all sorts of crazy dwarf things on alien planets, and it is honestly so much fun. There's 4 characters that you can play as, and you unlock different things from playing with them for varying amounts of time. I think I played as the engineer, and to unlock all his stuff, it took me like, you know, maybe 30 missions, which is a hell of a long time when each mission can take up to, you know, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how lengthy it is. Of course, there are lots that take a lot less time, but, you know, depending on what you do, you're going to get a lot of playtime out of this. I saw a post on Reddit pretty much today that said, you know, I've just prestiged all the characters up to max and I have like 600 hours in the game. So it is crazy how much playtime you can get out of this if you really commit to it. Since it is cooperative, it is a little bit better with friends, but not essential. If you don't play with friends, you get a little robot to help you, and it's honestly just as fun, if a little bit more challenging, because, you know, you can't all team up and focus fire different things. It's still getting updates, the game looks great, the devs are fantastic, and each level is procedurally generated, so you can pretty much guarantee that you're not really going to run into the same thing very often. So it's a great game, highly recommend it. Fortunately, this is on the more expensive side. It's $24.99 on Steam, and I could not find a better price on Instant Gaming. So unfortunately, you are going to have to either wait for a sale, or, you know, just cough up a little bit more if you want to enjoy this. But yes, I highly recommend it. Now we come to MOBAs, and all of these are free, because when you're talking about MOBAs, there's really a top two, but I'm just going to add a third one because it's my personal favourite. There's League of Legends. If you don't know what it is, it's like one of the most popular online games of all time. It's just incredibly popular. There's a super high skill ceiling, lots of stuff to unlock. If you don't want to spend a penny at all in this game, then you are going to have to sink thousands of hours into it to unlock every single piece of content. And if that's something that you're into, then go right ahead and do that. If not, it can be a little intimidating, you know, that you don't unlock all the characters and you have to play for so long to unlock a different one. But hey, if that's what you're into, then that's what you're into. Dota 2 is the other big player. Now this one's on Steam. League of Legends is on its own individual launcher, but Dota 2 is the one that's made by Valve, so obviously it's on Steam. And you unlock everything that isn't cosmetic from the get-go. You unlock all the characters, so you can play as any one of them whatsoever. You can go, you know, straight into casual matches, online matches, eventually get to competitive. You know, there's a whole ranking system. It's incredibly popular, but it is incredibly deep and it's quite slow-paced compared to the others. So it can be a little intimidating to get into, but once you get your head around it, it is quite a lot of fun. It's very intense, and yeah, it's definitely worth a try if you have never tried anything like that. But, as I said, it might not be for everyone. Now, our last MOBA is Heroes of the Storm. This is my personal favourite because it's a lot more fast-paced. It's a lot more approachable than the other two because it's got quite straightforward gameplay rather than, you know, individually leveling up. So, you know, if you don't manage to get a lot of kills, you're going to be under-leveled for the entire game. With this, if your team gets lots of kills, everyone gets leveled up. So it's very, very good in that sense. Unfortunately, when your team is losing, you also tend to get crushed into the... Unfortunately, when your team is losing, you do tend to get crushed into the floor if you can't pull back, but there are a lot of comeback mechanics. You know, you can win a single team fight and turn the entire thing around. I can't tell you how many games I've been playing when the enemy team is 2-3 levels up, they get cocky, they overcommit, we beat them in a team fight, we over-level them, and then we win the game. It is incredible, it's so much fun. It's way different because it's quite objective based. Each map has an objective that you have to capture, and that helps you win substantially, so it gives you a lot more direction in what you need to do rather than, you know, just straight laning and ganking and all this stuff. But yes, I highly recommend it. This one is again free, and it's on the Battle.net launcher, which is from Blizzard, and it has all the Blizzard characters in, and it's just fantastic. They're all so full of personality, I love it. Now we come to the puzzle genre. Now this can be quite widespread because puzzle, it has a lot of different meanings. You know, you could say that strategy games are puzzles, you could say that Total War is a puzzle to work out, which is very fair, to be honest, but this is going to focus on, you know, things that are very specifically geared towards people that, you know, like jigsaw puzzles and crosswords and all that sort of stuff. You know, they're very actual puzzle centric, if that makes sense. First off, we have one that is a puzzle platformer, which is Celeste. I haven't personally played it, but I have a couple of friends who have helped me with this video, and they've said that it's a very, very, very challenging platformer, lots of room for speedrunning attempts. It's one of those things that is very difficult, but once you get it, you feel so rewarded that you have committed your time to it, and you have mastered it, and you have conquered it. So it's a very, very fun game. You can sink a lot of hours into it trying to get speedruns. This one is $14.99 on Steam. You can also get it on the Switch. You can get it on many platforms, and again, this is one that I could not find cheaper on Instant Gaming, which is very unfortunate. Into the Breach is a fantastic game. It's from the guys that made FTL, so you know it has got to be something pretty special, and it is. It's basically a turn-based strategy, but with mechs, and even though it is a strategy game, it does come down to being a puzzle, because you have to work out, you know, where do I move, what do I attack, how do I do all these things in the correct order that I can, you know, save the building, save my mechs, and progress further and further. Quite like FTL, it is quite difficult, and if you play normal, you will be losing a lot of your games and, you know, restarting a lot. But that is all part of the fun, to be honest with you. You know, losing, figuring out what you did wrong, figuring out how to improve, and then your next game, you come back, you do better. It's just wonderful. I highly recommend it. It's one of those games that I play on the Switch. You know, I just sit in bed, play half an hour before I go to sleep. It's just one of those great games that just engages your mind and, you know, makes you really think about stuff. So I highly enjoy it. This one on Steam is $11.39, but you can get it for as low as £4.38 on Instant Gaming at the time of checking, so that is an incredible discount, over 50%. Highly recommend this one, and it's dirt cheap for the amount of gameplay that you get. Oh, also, forgot to mention, it can run on basically anything. It's like a little pixel art game, so it looks great, and it runs on literally like a graphics calculator could run it. It is so easy. Big Pharma. Now this is another one that is kind of base building meets strategy, but at the core of it, it is a puzzle. What happens is each level, it gives you a certain goal. So it's get this much money, you know, find a cure for this disease, because what you are, you're a pharma company that's finding the cures for different diseases, and you're selling them, and you have to compete with other companies to make profit margins. You know, you have to apply for patents, so they can't make the same thing as you or sell the same thing as you. There are many, many things to think about, and all it gives you is this end goal, and you have to just work out your way to get there. And you have to do it while building little puzzle factories, you know, finding how everything fits in the little small space that you've got. It's wonderful. It's so much fun. It's got a great art style, tons of levels, so there is a whole lot to do. This is on the more expensive side on Steam, it's $18.99, but on Instant Gaming, you can get it for £2.93, which is a ridiculous bargain. Like, seriously, just pick this up, you will not regret it, you'll have so much fun if puzzling games are kind of a thing that you're interested in. Now we come to the adventure side. Now adventure, again, is one of those genres that can span across a whole bunch of things, but I'm going to try and focus on things that take you on the adventure rather than, just being a roguelike or something to that effect. This one that my friends told me about, it's called Disco Elysium. It's kind of a point and click adventure detective type thing. It's very story based. It says it's very topical because it's actually based around a pandemic. So if you want something that's kind of reflecting the world outside a little bit, then that might be something that you're into. Might be very fun. Again, I've not personally played this, so I can't give my own thoughts, but from what he's told me, it does sound very interesting, very fun. Lots of, kind of police based moral decisions, which can be very, very interesting depending on how you choose. But yes, it sounds very fun. It's currently on a Steam sale, £26.24. Unfortunately, no cheaper on Instant Gaming because it's already got a discount, but the Steam discount is better, so pick it up while you can, lasts till May 2nd. Now, do I even need to say anything about The Witcher 3? It is one of, if not the most incredible games to come out of anywhere in like the last 5 years, even though it came out in 2015, so it's just on the edge of that, but it's honestly amazing. If you have not played it yet, if you're one of those 3 people, then you have to pick it up, you have to give it a try. It has one of the richest worlds that I've ever seen in a video game. The voice acting is all amazing. I don't think I found any, if not many, voice actors that I don't think absolutely nailed a performance. Of course, the character animation is a little bit wonky. It's a game from 5 years ago. When you speak and people are just kind of blah, 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 and then the words come out and it doesn't really match. But I can get over that. It's incredible. It is such an amazing game. It's so fun. You can get easily hundreds of hours out of this. You can play on different difficulties, truly master the combat system. It's one of those things where it's quite easy to pick up, but difficult to master. And when you combine all the aspects together, it is an incredible game, and I highly recommend it. And it's got Gwent, which is basically like a card game, sort of like Hearthstone, that you can play within the game, and there's also a free standalone version, so if that's something that you're into, then be sure to play that. But if not, you can get The Witcher 3 for £34.99 on Steam, or for just £15 on Instant Gaming. Of course, you can get some good old games in many other places, and there's always sales going on, because it's such an incredible game that everyone needs to play. Our final adventure game is one on the more indie, cheaper side, if you will. It's Bastion. It's a game that came out quite a couple of years ago now, and it's pretty simple, but it is incredible. It has a great story. It has one of the best narrators that I've ever seen in a game. His voice is so silky smooth, you can honestly just sink into the game and just have his voice encapsulate around you, and it is amazing. It is so cool.
Gone. Just like that. From the wharf to the wilds. You gotta hand it to the Calamity. It did the job quick.
It's kind of a top-down combat thing. It's one of those that's very simple, but quite challenging. So, you have to go around the levels, beat different enemies, and figure out what is actually happening. The basic story, I don't want to spoil anything, is that this big calamity happens, and you are just trying to, survive, trying to stay safe, find other people. I haven't played it for a couple of years, so this might be a bit wonky, but it's a great game. I'd highly recommend it, and it is one of those that runs on basically anything and still looks beautiful. It is an incredible looking game, incredible sounding game. It is £11.39 on Steam, or just £1.34 on Instant Gaming. Seriously, if you're not going to pick up any other game in this list, pick up this, because you will just enjoy it. It's incredible. Now we come to strategy, which is where my heart always lies. And of course, I'd be stupid if I didn't mention a Total War game. The only problem with them is they are a little bit expensive. Like Warhammer 2 is £40 on Steam. Fortunately, you can get it for £12.28 on Instant Gaming, and you can get all the DLC for incredibly cheap price as well. So it's not actually that bad, but again, it is on the more expensive side of this list. This collection, it's no list! Now, each of the Total War games, no matter, if it's Medieval 1 all the way to Warhammer 2 to Three Kingdoms, all of them have so much to learn, so much to do, so many different factions to players, to master them, to work out their playstyles, to use all the units, to do absolutely everything in the game, get all the achievements. You have easily hundreds, thousands of hours there. You can sink so much time into them to completely master them. I've played 600 hours of Warhammer 2. I have yet to play campaigns as probably, I've done guides for most of them, but I've got a couple of factions I haven't touched. There's a load of lords I definitely haven't touched, a load of units I've yet to use, and I'm still playing it to this day. I still enjoy it, just about. When I'm not playing Marathi, oh my god. But yes, it's a fantastic game. All of them are fantastic games, apart from a couple of them which are a little bit wonky. But yes, definitely pick one up and give it a try if you have not. There are sales on pretty much all of them on Instant Gaming, so be sure to have a look. Unfortunately, though, they are one of those games that is not particularly beginner-friendly if you don't have a professional collection of guides. So if you're ever stuck, just ask your boy over here and I'll be sure to help you out. Now, a strategy game that I personally love, and I've been playing for years. I've been playing this since I was in high school. I've been playing this for probably over 8 years now, is balloons. There are so many different types of balloons games. You know, there's the free browser ones, there's ones on Steam, you can even get it on your mobile, and they are honestly so much fun, so addictive, and especially the ones where it saves you progression. Like my personal favorite is Balloons 5, which I have on Steam. It's got a great gameplay loop. You do loads of progression, unlock different upgrades to your towers, and then once you've unlocked all the upgrades, you can grind the levels and buy even further upgrades and further special units that you can only buy using these coins that you get for complete levels. There's so much to do. There are so many levels that you can play on, and they're adding new ones pretty much all the time. And there's a new Balloons game, there's Balloons 6 that I have yet to play. There's so much to do, and it's ridiculously cheap. It's £6.99 on Steam. It's not on sale on Instant Gaming, but it's £6.99, and you can get so much fun out of it. And it's dead casual. You can play it at whatever pace you want. It is pretty fast-paced. If you just click next and click the fast forward button, it goes by very quickly. You complete a game in 20 minutes, and then you're right back to the start. You can do it all over again. Very fun. Highly recommend. Now, our final strategy choice is Civilization, and while there is a massive amount of debate on what is the best Civilization game, the most deep one is probably 6, don't quote me, but you can get 5 way cheaper, and it's honestly quite a lot easier to get into and a hell of a lot of fun. There are so many different countries from around the world to play as. You've got Rome, you've got the Mayans, you've got mighty England with our fantastic navy. You can play as the French, the Germans, you can play as basically anyone. You can play as Gandhi if you want to nuke everyone, and you can get this game ridiculously cheap. On Steam, it is £20 for the base game. On Instant Gaming, it is £8 and 3 pence for the game and all the DLC. It is so good. You should honestly play this, learn it. If you want to see Civ videos, please leave comments down below. I'd be more than happy to do a couple of videos on Civ. I absolutely love it. I love Civ 5, I love Civ 6. I haven't played the ones before that because I'm a zoomer, but they are fantastic. If you have not tried a Civ game before, I would highly recommend it. I've said highly recommend so many times, it's losing all meaning to me. But yes, it's a great game, try it. Now we come to base building, and this section has a couple more in because I love base building games. Don't get me wrong, I love strategy games, but base building, that is like my childhood right there, and the games that I keep coming back to after all these years. They just get me every single time. The first one I'm going to mention is Banished. It's a rural town building simulator. I say rural in air quotes because it eventually becomes a sprawling city if you manage to get that far and survive. It is one of those games, it's quite easy to pick up, it's very simple with all the controls and what you need to do. But it is quite complicated when you get into it. Like, do I have enough wood? Do I have enough food? Oh no, I've got more people. I need more people to, get more food. But I don't have enough food to get more people. Oh my god, what do I do? And I've lost and all my people are dead and my house is on fire. So it's one of those games that is quite relaxing, but at the same time it's incredibly stressful because you've got so much to do, and I love it. I picked up this game years and years ago, and then I came back to it a couple of years ago. I played it, and then it was 3 in the morning. I played for 5 hours straight. I didn't know what was going on, and it was crazy. It's a fantastic game, and the modding scene in it is incredible. There is a mod on Steam. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's something like, all the mods put together. I'll have to find it and put it on screen now because I've completely forgot. But it puts all the best mods in the game into one single package, and there is so much to do. I'm talking, like buildings that go all the way up to like colonial eras, and beekeepers, big gold quarries, big mines to get diamonds, trade, get horses. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking... Okay, I'll stop. But yes, there's an incredible amount to do, especially with the modern scene. You got to pick it up. It's great. You can get this for $14.99 on Steam or $7.99 on Instant Gaming, which is a 50% discount, which is very good, very worth. Get it. Get it now. Keep forgetting to mention this, but this is another one that is incredibly easy to run. Like, I used to run this on my crappy laptop at over 60 frames per second until you get right to the end game. There's a lot going on and it starts to slow down a little bit. But it's incredibly easy to run on basically anything, and it still looks absolutely beautiful. The art style, it's very simplistic, but it's great. I love it. Now, the next game, it needs no introduction. It's Factorio. It is more addictive than heroin. I honestly am scared to play this game because it's such a succubus of productivity. I play it, and then that's it. I've got 80 hours logged in a single week, and I've done nothing. It is crazy. When I took that big break after January of 2019, it was also because, personal things had happened, but I was also playing a hell of a lot of Factorio. I got so many hours in, and when I started doing YouTube again, in the summer of 2019, whatever it was, I stopped playing Factorio, and I haven't really touched it since because I just can't. It is honestly like crack. I can't put it down. It is so good. It's one of those games that you think when you start playing it, oh, what's so good about this? I'm just, getting some ore, and I'm getting some coal, and I'm making things, I'm researching, it's all well and good. And then, before you know it, 20 hours have passed, worried why your drones can't build solar panels and all this stuff. And the modding scene on this game, like a single base game with no mods, can take you probably, I think there's a achievement you can get for finishing the game in like 90 minutes or something ridiculous. But I think it took me probably about like 10 hours when I took my time, give or take. And when you add mods to it, you can easily sink hundreds of hours into a single save just getting to the end of the research tree. And even then, when you get to the end of the research tree, there's still more stuff to do. You know, you can upgrade your signs per minute. The Reddit community for this game is incredible. There are still people posting, you know, I have a 3 billion signs per minute factory, and it's just this wall of everything. You've got no idea what's going on, but it's amazing. If you have not tried Factorio, it is one of those games that comes once in, you know, a bazillion years. It's incredible. You need to play it if you haven't already. Give it a try. It's £21 on Steam, which is a little bit expensive for this list, for this collection, but it is worth every single penny. I promise you, you will not regret it. If you do, you're wrong. Get it. Next up, we have City Skylines, which is a little bit more relaxing. It's a city builder. It's fairly casual. Of course, you can lose this game and things can go wrong, but for the most part, you just kind of build a city into how you see fit, you know, growing it. So you think, oh, I need some industry. I'll just put this over here. Need some commercial. Put this over here. Oh God, why have I got so much traffic? Why is everyone dying? And why are my bins not being collected? And it's just wonderful. It is one of those games that you just... Again, a lot of these base building games are those that you pick up and then suddenly, you know, 20 hours have gone of your life and you have no idea where they went, and you could not care less because you're having the time of your life. City Skylines, it's an amazing game. It's so relaxing. The soundtrack just, you know, immerses you into the game. You just, you know, drag some roads. And even if you're not one of those massively creative people, like Planet Coaster is a game that is quite like this, because you see all these things that people do on Reddit and you're like, wow, I want to do that. And then you realize it takes so much work. Well, guess what? You can just steal their work and put it into your own city so it looks great and you don't need to do any of the work for you. So if you just want to build the city of your dreams and don't want to worry about, you know, how complicated everything is and how to build each thing, just go onto the Steam workshop and just download all the peoples, you know, interchange and all that stuff, and you'll be right as rain. And of course, the modding scene for a game like this is incredible, and the game itself is also getting more content. It has so much DLC nowadays, which, if you want to get it all, is quite expensive, but the base game on Steam, £22.99, and on Instant Gaming, you can get for £3.45. So if you are even vaguely into city builders, then be sure to pick this up. It was like the best city builder that we have seen in years. It's incredible. I love it. Give it a try. Now, our final base building game, we all know it's going to be Minecraft. It's one of the best games ever made. It is up there with the most popular games of all time. Suck it, Fortnite. Minecraft is number one. That's what I'm talking about. And it is just a game that you have to just experience it if you haven't experienced it already. It just puts you out in this world and it just says, do what you want. Build whatever you want. You have all these tools, all these items you can craft. Do what you want. And that's it. The only limit is, you know, your own creativity. If you run out of stuff to do, then I highly recommend modding. Modded Minecraft is the best thing since sliced bread. It's honestly the best invention to come out of, you know, the 21st century, you know. It's just amazing. You can play mod packs that have you, you know, mining on the moon and using lasers to shoot down into the earth to take up all the ore and process it and get, you know, 6 pieces of metal out of 1 piece of ore using all these complex systems, and have computers that store your items and ship them off to wherever that you need them. It is incredible. I love modded Minecraft. A couple of packs I'd recommend. Project Ozone. It's a pack that puts you on a skyblock, but you can get a mod that can put you on a better island, and what it does is it guides you how to do things via like a quest log. So, you know, you complete different quests and it's like, okay, so I need to build this next, search of them, okay, I built this, what do I do next? I built this, and then just kind of guide you through it. So it's a good way to learn all the mods. There's a mod pack called A Little Bit of Everything, which is kind of like Project Ozone, but without the quest and without having to sieve a load of dirt. It's, you know, it just puts you in a normal standard world where ore spawns regularly, and, you know, you just go and create whatever you want. It's a lot more free, which can be a good and a bad thing, depending on if you, you know, want some direction or if you just want to do whatever you want. Final thing, if you have a weaker system than Classic Tech Kit, you can't go wrong. It was built for way less powerful machines years ago, and it's been optimized ever since. So pick it up, give it a try. Minecraft is £26.95 off their site for the Java version and £17.21 from Instant Gaming. If you want the Windows 10 version, which I'm not sure what the difference is, apart from one's on the Windows Store, so I personally don't like that, then you can get that quite a bit cheaper, and the prices are all different, but I would go for the Java version because it's the one I've got. You can download it, you don't need Windows, it's fabulous. And of course, if you're not sure, there's a free demo. You can just play a world for, I can't remember how long, and see if you like it, and if you don't play it. If you do, get the full game. Totally worth it. Now we come to our final category, which is miscellaneous. These are the games that didn't really fit into any of my other categories, but they are still games that you really should give a try, especially in, you know, the current situation that we're in. First one is Golf with Your Friends, and it is an incredible game. It is ridiculously fun. It's all the fun of mini golf with none of the risk of Rona, and 10 times the fun because the courses can be as insane as you want, because, you know, you don't have to be there. It's also one of those that can run on basically any computer, because all it has to render is a golf ball and some grass or wherever you may be golfing, and it is so much fun. It is hilariously funny. There are some levels, we played this Worms level where there's this big boulder coming down this hill and you have to get up these platforms. Ooh. I finished first by sheer dumb luck, and I was cry laughing for like 20 minutes straight watching my friends try and complete this level. I wish I had the footage of it. And the camera stopped. I wish I had the footage of it because it was honestly one of the funniest things that I've ever experienced in my life. It was just so funny seeing them go all the way up, fall all the way down, have to start again. So much fun. It's great with your friends. Of course, you can play it by yourself, but again, it is called Golf for Your Friends, so it's one of those games that is better with your friends. On Steam, it's $6.99, which is a great price. On Instant Gaming, it's $4.99. That's a better price. So be sure to pick it up, give it a go, get it to all your friends because it is hilarious. Animal Crossing is one of the biggest launches of this year. I mean, I know we're not that far into this year, but it will still probably be one of the biggest launches of this year, mainly because probably nothing else is going to get launched because of the current circumstances. But anyway, I really need to tell you how good Animal Crossing is? You land on an island, you build up the island, you fight off the tax collector Tom Nook, you collect bells, you customize it, you go fishing, you catch bugs. It's one of those games that you can't explain why it's so much fun, but it is just so great and relaxing, and you just go around, have fun on your island, and you can either spend hours upon hours upon hours constantly playing it to, get your island to the max, pay off your loans, get the biggest house, get everything that you want, or you can just play a couple of minutes, at the end of every day, half an hour, 15 minutes. That's all you need. It is just a wonderful game. If you have not experienced Animal Crossing before, honestly, give it a try. This one is a little bit expensive. Nintendo doesn't like to put their games on sale very often, so it's $49.99 from the eShop. You can get it for $42.84 from Instant Gaming, which again is quite expensive, but if you're willing to put a lot of time in and you're willing to, give it a try and you know that you're going to enjoy it, then I'd highly recommend this. It is so worth every penny. It is so much fun. And it's adorable. Our final game is Jackbox. Now, there's a lot of Jackboxes. There's Jackbox 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The most recent one, which is obviously 6, is £23.79 on Steam or £19.85 on Instant Gaming. But for you to play Jackbox, you need yourself to own the game, and then you need up to 7 other friends to connect to the game via their phones. They don't need to own it, they just need to connect to you. So if you think about it, if there's 8 of you and you split the cost of this, what is that? Let me do some maths. I'm not going to do this in my head, just so you know. So let's just say 8 of your friends split the cost of the new one and you bought it from Instant Games. So 5 by 8. So you'd pay £2.50 roughly each. And that is an incredible steal. What you basically do is you run the game and then you get into a Discord call, you screen share and stream it to all your friends. They just need something to watch the stream. So they need like a computer or a laptop to watch the stream, and then a device like a phone to connect to the game from there. And you just play these hilarious mini games. There's quizzes, there's trying to spot who's the alien in all the group. There are so many fun games. There's a monster dating one. And of course, from Jackboxes 1 to 6, there's lots of variety. It's so much fun. It's one of those great couch games where you're all sat in a line, but in these current times, you can just stream it over Discord, and it's basically the same thing. Just without the elbow pushing every time someone gets into your personal space. But yes, this is one of those that I've had so much fun with over the years. Since the first one, I've been playing this for years with my friends, and it's great. I'm trying to plan a Jackbox party pretty much right now, so it's good. But yes, that brings us to the end of our list. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found some games that you enjoy. If you did, be sure to use the link in the description to pick them up on Instant Gaming for a great price, and it helps out your boy here, which I would appreciate very, very much. But yes, thank you for watching. Be sure to leave comments, tell me how ugly I am and how I should change my shirt and how I'm a zoomer. I love them. They really make my day. Thank you for 10,000 views on the video that came out last week. That is insane. It got 10,000 views at the time of recording, which is on Saturday. I don't know how much it'll be up to by the time this video goes out, but that is crazy. Thank you so much. Thanks for the 6,500 subs. I haven't said thank you for subs in a long time, but I really do appreciate it. We're growing at a pretty great rate. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us, and I will see you in the next one, my guys. I'm going to do the dance now. Let's go.